One day, you're driving with your child, you bump into a taxi, road rage happens, a bullet goes through, and somebody you love is affected. And you go on a journey of seeking revenge and destroying anyone who comes in your way. That's the story of 180. Where Zack, who comes across as erratic, irritating, what the hell are you doing kind of a dude, is navigating life, his frustration, seeking revenge, and even confronting his own weaknesses. And watching this film visually reminded me of some of the most celebrated South African films. Maybe because of how it does a great job in capturing, the essence, or what could be described as the essence of a truly South African film. The world, the language, the visual, like there's just this, and the treatment with a global appeal. Just the way these characters are captured is just beautiful. Like you cannot fault them on that. And if this is our standard, we need to just keep going. We need to keep going. These are the type of South African films we are capable of producing. I was rude enough not to introduce myself. My name is PitsiAfrica, and every single Thursday we review a local film, or an African film, or maybe an international film. And 180 introduces us to this fast-paced world. One decision changes the trajectory of a character's life. I mean, in the story world, technically, you'll describe that moment of the road rage being the inciting incident of the film and of the story. That just means the one event that happens that forces the character to act. If, for instance, we are referring to the movie Taken, the moment where that daughter enters the airport and lands in that vacation airport and then flirts with this guy, that was the inciting incident because it opened their world to something else, such as being kidnapped. Where else, if they ignored the strangers and then they went to their vacation, they could have come back and we wouldn't have a story, right? So those are some of the things that you can look out for when you're watching your favorite films or series. What's that moment that ticks it off? And I got so frustrated with Zack. And his decisions, and I guess that's in which the writer, I believe it's Alex Yazbek, forgive me for the pronunciation. That's where the writer has your attention because of how this is scripted. The character played by Noxolo, once again, lots of emotional texture there. Where Masemola, you know he's gonna go to work. Fanam Kwena, like I even forgot he was a politician at some point. You know, when you're meant to be doing something, you're meant to be doing. Outstanding performances. Kabelo, Tai, I believe that's who plays Kwaza. I can confirm that. Oh, who plays Kwawas? Kwawas, I think it's pronounced. His performances stand out. The usage of language is beautiful. I was frustrated because I just felt like there was just a lot of things that got thrown at Zack. His first attempt of getting revenge, and then you get moved. And then the second attempt, something happens and doesn't go your way. The third attempt, it just felt at some point, guys, I think you've thrown everything our way. However, it becomes beautiful later on when his quest for seeking revenge for the incident that happened becomes the trial to say what he went through, he couldn't mess it up again. And then we see the victory. So that, I end up forgiving all this torture that I went through. I think a beautiful revelation of a character being consistent in their trait is Zack being kuzzed, or at least reprimanded in English, all the time for this behavior, and that behavior being so constant. Even when he has messed up, trust Zack to do more mess. So that was, a lovely exploration. I think them exploring even the love story that Zach had with his wife, and how it began so beautiful, and then the torture as a result of the action of his action, and then how they unpack. You always insist on such things. That was what was beautiful to witness. And yeah, man, the film gives a lot of offers. Performances are outstanding. And I don't know, I'm just trying to think, is there anything else that maybe I watched I was like uncertain of? Storyline. I think that storyline with the call center lady, there was something there. It started off shaky, but you know, I mean, yes, maybe there was no historical context of money. I don't know. They made money a thing. Their inability for funds a thing regarding the incident. I don't want to reveal a lot regarding the incident, which didn't make sense because I don't think they plotted that money was a challenge. It only got revealed in dialogue when he was responding to, the lady on the phone. But how they also resolved that story was quite nice. And yeah, man, it's a South African film. It's called 180. Check it out. This is African Films and Theatres. And thank you for honoring us with your time. My name is PitsiAfrica, and it's always a pleasure to speak about a local film. If you've watched it, let me know your thoughts. If I've missed anything to conversate about, tell me so that the next time I speak about a local film, I'm able to mention it. Thank you for honoring us with your time.